and I'm here with Officer Bulmer. What we want to talk about is April 2017, and I imagine that that's a time that you'll never forget. Can you tell us about what happened that morning? And we're standing actually pretty close to where it happened, right by the pond, where you encountered a little boy who was in definite trouble.
Most definitely, Jackie. It was April 30th, which just happened to be the last day of Autism Awareness Month, which was a side note that I didn't even know about till the press conference a few days later. So it was a cold, rainy morning. It was probably about 42 degrees outside. It was overcast. It was kind of dark because of the clouds, but it was cold and nasty. And I was responding to a robbery call that was nearby this pond right here. And I was driving down the road. I was looking for armed individuals, adults that were armed with weapons and that had just robbed an individual. And as I'm driving down the road close to this park, about 75 to 100 yards away, looking across the football field, I came across a little small child. And he looked like he was about the same age as my son. Well, my son's a little taller in stature because of me, you can imagine. But this little boy, he was, from the distance, he just, something didn't look right. I mean, yes, he was in a park, but it was a cold, rainy day, and I didn't see any adults by. And this park's pretty large, so, you know, I thought maybe I needed to go drive back around, but at the same time, I'm still on a robbery call. So I drove down a couple more blocks, and I lost sight of the kid, and I very easily could have made a left-hand turn. And if I would have made a left-hand turn, we would have had tragedy that day. So I continued around the block. I came back around. I asked a young adult, if they had seen this child in the park. She asked me what child. And then as a parent, not just a police officer, but as a parent, I got a little concerned because this park's pretty long. It's about 2 or 3 blocks long. So I decided to drive my police car down the road. I'm scanning, I'm looking for him. And then about 15th and Central Park, I stopped my car. And as a Christian, you know, sometimes it's hard to explain to people, you know, the Holy Spirit. You know, you have that presence, and I was sitting in my police car. I didn't hear a voice, and you know, I described it as on Associated Press and some of the national TVs. I felt like God was tapping on my shoulder, sort of like that. I mean, I just felt like I needed to get out of my car and go find that child that I saw 2 or 3 minutes ago. So I get out of my car, I'm scanning in different directions, and I turn my body-worn camera on. And when I turned my camera on, it had already recorded 30 seconds back. So you actually see me getting out of my car at that point. And then the sound picks up after I see Elijah, and that's when I run to the pond. I see him in the water. He's flailing his arms. He can't stand because the texture of the bottom of the pond, and he's drowning in that moment. And that's when I just jump in without hesitation.